I've been on the verge of quitting YouTube for months, but I've never been able to properly commit to that idea because I truly do believe that content creation is something that I've been put on this earth to do. I don't see myself doing anything else. I still do, in fact, love mostly everything about this job. I love coming up with video ideas and recording them. I love designing thumbnails. I love the feeling of posting a new video, and I love getting out of my comfort zone to learn new things through this. It's just over time, I've started to dislike video editing more and more. It is annoying because I'm really fucking good at it. It's been a really long time since I've properly been able to prove how good at video editing I am, because I don't really have the motivation or the attention span anymore to actually sit down and do it. And I think that can all, mostly boil down to the game that I'm playing. I'm just currently not enjoying getting on and making content on BO6. And there are, unfortunately, way too many reasons as to why that actually is. The game itself isn't just fun to me right now. There's barely any anti-cheat progress. There's unjustified shadow bans, and a majority of the people that I used to play Search and Destroy with back in the day just have stopped playing the game. And the people that I have now just rarely play S&D in general. They don't play it enough to where I can actually get on consistently with them, and where I can actually run like 6-mans, on a regular basis. So that just leaves me by myself for the most part, solo queuing, which makes the game even more boring. BO6 isn't necessarily a bad game, but for me, I've talked about this before, it kind of boils down to how fun the guns are, how good the maps are, and I mean, since launch, the maps have been atrocious. They've done better at getting it back, but it's just something about this game just hasn't been sitting right with me. And I mean, but I do personally think that BO6 has been a massive downgrade from Modern Warfare 3 that we had last year. So much so is that I had more fun getting on MW3 for that short play session with Silent that I did like a month ago than I have on BO6 since launch. It sucks because I made the decision to do this last night, and today I was supposed to be getting on to record Verdansk again, because Verdansk is dropping today. I'm still going to play it. I'm still going to check it out. I have plans with a friend to get on, but I'm not going to record it. I'm not going to post about it. I just need to distance myself a little bit currently. So it's essentially just like a mix of losing motivation to edit while also not really enjoying the game that I'm playing. I mean, you may think like, oh, why doesn't he, go and make videos on other games? I've done that multiple times. But as time goes on, I always get roped back into COD because I love the franchise. No other first-person shooter feels the way Call of Duty does. There's something about the way the movement is, the way the gunplay always is, just the bare bones Call of Duty. Not how I know they fine-tune it and they change it every year, but bare bones, it's still the same structure. You know what I mean? It still feels the same. It still feels like Call of Duty. And there's no other FPS game that I've ever played that has even come close at replicating that. We were hoping XDefiant would do it, but look how that turned out. And that was actually a pretty solid start because they got rid of SBMM. And maybe, just maybe, Black Ops 6 would be more enjoyable if they got rid of SBMM or toned it down a little bit. And that's a whole other topic. That's a whole other controversy. I'm not even going to get into it. I don't care about your opinions. Don't talk about it in the comments. I really couldn't give less of a shit. It's literally just a rabbit hole to just start arguing. And I may not like BO6 right now, but I know that as soon as the next Call of Duty gets announced, I'll just be right back down in that rabbit hole. I'll get right back into the cycle of getting excited and being hopeful for the next release, saying, oh, it can't get worse, right? And then inevitably getting disappointed, just like I was this year. We had such good communication with Sledgehammer last year. They were actually on top of fixing issues. They were actually updating pretty regularly. We were getting a new aftermarket part every week, a new attachment that completely transformed the weapon and made it feel like its own new thing. But where is that with BO6? We used to get regular events to unlock animated camos, and we've gotten a few events in Black Ops 6, but where are the animated camos? And I've just accepted that I'm in a loop of that. It's just the typical Call of Duty cycle that's been a meme for years, and and that's okay. I've accepted that. I'm a part of that, and I'm not going to get into like a whole rant on what I dislike about Black Ops 6. It's clearly a lot, you know what I mean? But I still like Call of Duty, if that makes sense. And I think it's healthy to take breaks from content creation, but unfortunately it's hard to do that without losing all the the momentum that you've built up over time. And that includes like views, subscribers, connections you've made with people, all that stuff. And while taking that into consideration, I realized that I have no momentum anyway. I'm consistently losing subscribers, and on top of that, most of my videos underperform anyways, on top of me forcing myself to play a game that I barely like in its current state. All while forcing myself to go through the hell in editing, which I just do not want to do. And I know that's a part of the job. Throughout this break, I'm going to be focusing on fixing that, on figuring out ways that I can make editing more enjoyable for myself. Every bit of advice I've gotten on that topic just has not helped me. And I don't know why that is. So I'm going to take the time and figure that out, because I can't be on this platform if I don't figure that out. So now this is pretty important, because if anyone knows me, it's pretty apparent that this is my life. I spent over half of my life dedicating over 50% of each and every day to content creating, whether that is planning videos, recording, making thumbnails, you know what I mean, just grinding the game, you know what I mean. And it sounds like a walk in the park, but any content creator can tell you that it's not. It obviously, you know, it all has its own stipulations when compared to an actual job. I work an actual job, you know, I get it, but there are certain things that you experience with content creation that you don't experience in anything else that I've ever done in my life. Everything that boils down to stress, motivation, you know, doubting yourself, you know, feeling like this isn't for you, all of that stuff. But this is the thing that means most to me in life, which is why this is the first time in like 10 years that I've ever actually decided to go on a long hiatus from this. And it's also really difficult for me because the longest that I've ever taken a break from on this channel was that I've just went like a month without uploading. But in that time, I've still been working on videos. Just because I haven't been posting, I've still been working on stuff. I've still been working on the TikToks. I've still been working on projects and merch and all of that stuff. So it's like I'm still doing it, but I'm just not posting. So I think it's fair to say that I've been pretty consistent on this channel ever since starting it in 2014. During this break, I may, you know, I'll probably start planning on what I want to do for my return. But in terms of actually recording and producing content, I'm not doing that on this channel. Now, granted, that is for this YouTube channel. I might end up trying some things on other channels, but I haven't completely decided yet. I really don't know. Because like I said, that whole editing thing is still an issue, but you know, maybe if I try something on another channel, and experiment with some things, I might enjoy it a little bit more. It's all completely up in the air, but you'll know what I'm up to if you follow me on Twitter. I still love Call of Duty, like I really do. And that's why I've decided to take a break rather than quit. I do want to do this, but right now it's just way too draining to keep forcing myself. I'd rather take a step back and reevaluate everything that I would like to accomplish and how I would like to accomplish those things. But then that leads to what my current plan is, which is the most important part of the video. By July, I should be moved out of this house and into a new one. So around that time is when I would like to make my comeback, because I feel like a fresh change of scenery might do me well, and it might be good to actually have a plan of what I want to do with COD. So I think that'll serve me well in terms of longevity. Now things may change and I might be back sooner. That's just a normal part of life. Things change. But currently, in the meantime, while I'm inactive on this channel, I decided I might try to work on streaming different games on Twitch, because Twitch has always been something that I've sucked at and could never commit to. You know, every person that knows me knows this. I've started streaming, you know, trying to go regular, full-time with streaming, and I've stopped a month in. And this isn't me saying that I'm going to go full-time into streaming. I might not even do it at all. I don't know. You'll know if you follow me on Twitter. It's actually far from me going full-time. It's just going to be a casual thing that I do once in a while. Because I have insane commitment issues with streaming. But I think while I have all this free time, I might slowly try to figure that out, and it might be a casual thing that I try to work on. Because I can't just sit here and enjoy life and not do anything in relation to content creation. I always have to be doing something like this. I don't know why, it's in my blood. It feels weird if I'm not doing something like this, which is why I've rarely ever taken breaks. This is just, I've done it for so long, I'm so used to it. This is my life. Granted, clearly I suck at it if I'm 10 years in and my channel's dead. I wouldn't say my channel's completely dead, but it's been on a steady decline for a while. I'd be playing different games like Osu, Ghost of Tsushima, Stardew Valley, horror game, or like any new games that come out, like Schedule 1, for example, has been very fun as of late. I might even try to start streaming Minecraft, because recently I started my Forever World, so that might be something that I do. There's really no limit to the games that I would end up streaming. I just want to try to make it maybe a normal thing for me to stream my like casual play sessions with friends. Because I've been having a lot of those recently, because like I said, I haven't been wanting to play Call of Duty. I think so far I've played Black Ops 6 probably less than I've played Modern Warfare 2. I think that's a problem, because I still do think MW2 is a much worse game. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna have to log into both games and see what my playtime is on, because that would be a very interesting statistic, wouldn't it? And if you want to check out any of my streams, you can find my Twitch linked in the description. And of course, I'll be posting about it on Twitter again, like I said. And it would mean a lot to me if you support the other things that I might try to do during this time. And like I said, anything that I'm doing, you will know about it. Something I'll throw in there is that I like K-pop. It's clear. It's in the background. I don't talk about it too much because the Call of Duty fan base is a shitty place for the most part. The fan base can be pretty cruel. I mean, hate comments. I've never experienced hate comments like anything on COD videos like I have anything else. It's not something that I hide, you know, it's clearly, it's there in the background. I collect albums, I do photo cards, I do all that shit. But I don't make it my personality. I mean, I don't go out of my way to tell people that. I have another channel of mine that I've made K-pop content on. I made a few videos, and I've made a video about Japan, which is actually a very interesting video. You should go watch that, which will also be linked in the description. I might try to start posting on that again. I don't know. Like I said, right now everything's up in the air. It's just I'm gonna take time to figure all this out, and I'll get back to you guys on that. And like during my streams, like it won't be just that because I do listen to other music, but I do mainly listen to K-pop. So this music that I'm playing on stream will be K-pop. You know what I mean? If you don't like that, you can go fuck yourself. You can leave. I don't care. But that is another option of something that I might be doing. And I really do hope that any of you that still watch my content today, understand where I'm coming from this and the reason why I'm doing this. And I hope that you'll be, you know, still be back here when I'm back, hopefully in July. Maybe sooner, who knows? You know, what if, you know, Call of Duty just drops a miraculous update that fixes everything that they should have fixed, you know, months ago. I had a Kilo video that I recorded yesterday, and that was kind of like the breaking point for me, honestly. Ran into more issues than I had played games in that play session. But I do hope that you guys will be here when I'm back, and I am sorry for partially giving up.